Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to a brand new episode of Cities Skylines. So we have just finished building the brand new zoo over here, and we did a nice terracey thing over here. I must say I like it a lot. I don't usually go to this level of detail in terms of building things like this or detailing, but it works quite well over here, and we just didn't really have much of a choice. If I switch on the topo, it is very difficult to build anything on these, especially anything that requires big flat surfaces on these areas. So I think terracing it like this in the end worked out quite well. Another thing, I actually have a brand new sound setup. So at the moment I'm running with a new mic and sound setup, audio interface and all those kind of good things. So should be much better sound quality than usual. So I would appreciate a comment in this video to tell me what you think of the sound quality in general. Is it better? Should I update my settings and so on? I've played around with it a little bit, but I'm not sure exactly how it's going. So let me know how you perceive it. Okay, so let's get straight into what we're going to do today. Today, I would very much like to start filling out the rest of this development. And I'm going to start in this general area over here. So let's grab a bit of, let's switch that off. Let's grab a bit of a road. And turn on the topo, please. And I would like to, let's just start it straight. I think it's about straight somewhere over here, something like this. Pretty good. And actually this is probably part of that that issue that I keep having. So let's just get this to look a little bit more natural. There's no reason that thing should do that. Maybe a little bit more like that kind of thing, and then we'll see how the rest of that works. But that's pretty decent. Okay, so now let's just go back and we'll keep going on this. No, I definitely want you to do this kind of thing. Where we can actually cut through anywhere over here. So if we do something like that, we can cut through like so. That's pretty good. So if we do something like that, that's not trying to get anything funny done, is it? No. So I'm not sure if we necessarily need that connection. What we could do, however, is no, that's not going to work. So I'm guessing we're going to need this connection right over here. Oof. Again, I think this thing should generally just go to 0, right? And it is going to 0. It should just align with the slope as much as possible. Yeah. Again, that's a little funny. So let's see what we can do. Drop that down a little. Just actually, we want to try and maintain a fairly natural. Yeah, that's pretty good. So something like that is okay. Yeah, that maintains a little bit of room in this general area. Now, what I want to do is we can actually run it through here as well. So what I'm thinking is we should probably, I want to tie this up there. So let's see about where the appropriate spot should be. I don't want it. Problem is, so if we do something like that, right, then we tie those two together like so. That's pretty good. And then what I'll do is I'll just run a straight one. Oops, that's the wrong button. Straight one over here. Maybe just do something like that so that we can then run, and we should start it over here. So we can squeeze it through there. Perfect. And that would have to actually curve into this like so. Actually, that works pretty well. I don't like that piece right there, so let's just get that to work a little better. That looks pretty good. I need to fill in the rest of this area. So let's keep going with that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, let's do that. Straight through there. That's actually fairly decent. We could, I'm not going to do another full one, but what we could do is we could certainly add something like this for a little bit more room in there, and a similar one over there. Yeah, you can also connect those together. The other thing that I kind of need to remember is I've put this median divide in here, and I don't want traffic to run through here to get to the interchange. They need to stick to the main road. So we're going to use traffic manager, and we're just going to block that movement, and we're going to block that movement. So that means that is effectively a right in, right out arrangement to get into here, else you have to get in from that side if you want to go into all kinds of directions. Yeah, so these guys actually don't have a easy connection onto the highway over here. They're better off to try and go and get into the highway from that side, which is good. So what we're doing is we're naturally getting them to use that intersection instead of this one, and leaving this one for these guys to make use of. Okay, so let's continue with our layout over here. We can actually again run a connection straight through. Oops, wrong button. Run a connection straight through here. I'm thinking, ooh, that's probably a little closer to that side is better. And again, don't quite understand why it doesn't. What we should do is we should drop that a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. That looks pretty good, decent like that. So what we'll do is we'll continue that one straight, just for a little bit. And what we're going to do now is we're going to actually do the ditch straight and then move it. So what we'll do that, and we'll do that. And then what we'll do is we'll grab the move it tool, and we'll twist that one a little bit, and we'll twist this one a little bit, and we'll move that one just a tad. That's a bit too much, so there we go. Something like that for a bit of a natural move into that direction. Then this one can keep going down all the way over there and hook up to the main road over there. So let's actually start it from this side, and what we'll do is we'll do a similar setup whereby we link these two together and do a bit of a S-curve right over here. So if we that about halfway in between, and we give that a bit of a curve, and we give this a little bit of a curve, we have a fairly natural road movement back into that connection right there. So that's pretty good. Now I am suggesting we would need to with this piece of rock here, I'm not going to move the rock, but we're going to twist it in here. So if we say now, so this time what we'll need to do is we'll need to do something like that, and then we'll need to do something like this. Is that a decent move? Well, I kind of like it. But will we be able to get it back? That actually works quite well. I like that quite a lot. Also, we will get something out of this side. So let's just get the straight tool over here yet again. Something like that. Okay. And then I'm almost tempted to do this one and connect those two together. And what shall we do to fill in this area over here? Well, we've got this side too, so I think at the very least we need, yeah, one nice full, one nice cul-de-sac over there. Where is the water? The power is down. What's going on with the power? Pause the game ever so quickly. Let's quickly have a look at what we're seeing in terms of power. Ooh, our consumption's gone up substantially, and I think we're not getting... Are we getting the same kind of usage out of this? 640. I think we've always been able to get 640. So let's switch some of these on. So let's switch that one on. One of those, and we'll switch this one on over here, the geothermal. And we'll see if between the two of them they can actually do that. I think that'll sort out the water straight away. So there's a lot of these little wooden stumps things in the way everywhere on the road. See, it's a very strange one. Well, that wasn't on the road, but anyway, we end up with a lot of them on the roads. Water has been resolved. Okay, we've got a bit of a mess here with garbage, so we'll need to do something with the garbage over here. Okay, I think linking this kind of suburban type of area in here is pretty good. I like it. So let's continue that move. No, that's not the direction I'm keen on. So let's do that. Is that not? Oh, I see. No, well, anyway, we're gonna do straight like that. Then we're going to connect these up. Something like that. But I'm not necessarily sure we're going to keep that connected the way we have it over there. That seems to be more the kind of thing that we want to do. Okay, and think about there. But I don't necessarily want to mess that up. That's okay. I think that's okay. We still have a fair bit of that in there. A fair bit of the rocks. Let's see about dropping that just a little bit. Yeah, something like that. It's a little better. Yeah, I like this. This is a bit of dead ends and things like that. We'll make sure to connect these things up fairly well. We're going to do a similar setup over here. We'll do a bit of this and a bit of that. This one, I'm not sure we have to. Actually, what we could do is we could run it there and there. Okay, and we won't do the connection on this one. We won't do any zoning on that one per se. Yeah, that's kind of okay. We'll level this out quite well, so that's okay. Now we just need to I still want to do this final section over here. Switch on the topo again. So now a question that I have is, should I link up again on this side? I've linked up on that side. This one is linked up and going underneath there, and there's some stuff on the road here, over there and over there, which I still need to fix. Okay, let's grab this road piece and let's see, how shall we, I think about there is the right spot. How can this space be already be occupied? How does that work? Does it work? Yeah, I think it works. We'll do one over here too. Okay, so if we do stuff like that, and now what I'm tempted to do is do a little bit of a... Okay, let's do it with the standard straight line setup over there. We'll do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the mover tool. And to be honest, this thing is not quite what I had in mind. So we'll do something like that. Yeah, that kind of works for me. I'm tempted to have another connection over here. So let's look into that. Straight line though. Let's get that and that connected. There we go. Then let's do a little bit of a connection right over here. Yeah, I like that piece. Something like that. Actually, probably something like that instead. There we go. I think that's a pretty decent setup. A pretty decent setup we've got going. Okay, now we need to start filling this in. Okay, and what do we have demand for? We've got demand, definitely got demand for industrial, in which case I'll be looking at doing offices. So maybe I'm kind of thinking this area over here should be a bit of an office setup. So let's quickly do a few districts. Let's do... Actually, we've got the zoo on the one side, so the tracks can be the Klyte district. I think this entire section can be the Klyte district. And I'm also kind of tempted to do... yeah, I think this entire one will be the Klyte district. Up to there, up to there, up to there. Yeah, so that's going to be our Klyte district. Yeah, just tidy that up a little. Too much tidying. Don't touch the big roads. It's actually fine if it goes on the other side. There we go. Okay, so that's the Klyte district. The Klyte district will be, from a residential perspective, I'm thinking we're going to do self-sufficient buildings. Okay, so a little bit more environmentally conscious area over here. And IT cluster? No, I don't think we're going to do IT cluster. From a commercial perspective though, what do we have? We've got organic and local produce. Let's do that. So this is going to be a nice environmentally conscious area. Right up against the road over here. I'm kind of wondering whether we do some of our facilities. Anyway, let's start off with some residential. We need some residential. Let's start off with zoning some residential. Start off like that. We'll bump that in there. We'll do that. We'll do that and we'll do that. So nice and good section over there. I'm tempted to do is we obviously need a school somewhere. So let's see about plopping in a school. Community school, and it's like an oh, excellent. It actually works quite well. Let's do it. Let's do it right there. And that does what exactly? That set into the hill a little bit. That's okay. I think that's okay. That's fine. Not too problematic over there. Okay, now immediately around the school, I'm thinking we'll do a little bit of some of this commercial stuff. So let's do a little bit of commercial right here. Let's not put it on that road section right there. We'll just do that. So there's a little bit of commercial in there, low density. And yeah, over here we can continue to fill that out, though I'm kind of tempted to just do that, so it's not quite up against there. Now we need a few things as well, so let's get a bit of a doctor's office or clinic going. Do we have smaller kind of hospitals and things like that? There's this rehab thing here, right? Patient capacity 80. So how does that compare to this thing? 100. So it's like the clinic. It's the doctor's office. Pharmacy is like a 50 capacity, and that's like also like 100 capacity. So the rehab isn't very big. And some of these hospitals are huge. University Hospital, I mean, that's sizable. What is this? A BTB body collection. Functions as cemetery, collects dead, also has a small gravestone workshop. That's weird. Very weird. Okay, what else do we have in terms of hospitals? A city hospital, which is, all of these are pretty sizable. I don't think we need a massive hospital over here. Let's just go with the doctor's office that we have, and we'll place that over there. Not a big fan of what we're doing over here with this, with that. Oh, we don't have any water here. Let's quickly squeeze in some water pipes. Okay, we can actually run that straight through there. Like so, and we'll run that up there, and that should kind of give us all of those water connections. Excellent. So yeah, I'm liking the infill of the sustainable kind of community vibe that we've got here. We need a little bit of death care, of course. Up against the rail is probably a good spot for some recycling as well. And I'm just thinking, if we moved this to the opposite side, then we can squeeze this guy in there, and that looks a little bit more natural too, even though it's up high like that. I think that's pretty good. Now we'll fill it in with something on over here. Let's see what the basic death care in this spot would do. I think that actually works fairly well. That looks pretty good in that spot over there. So we've got some death care going on. I want the... Yeah, so this next door area doesn't have a district, so the Birch Animal World is not actually getting any action here. Okay, so I'm not sure they'll be able to go and help out over there. Rosewood, Elizabeth Park, Butler Park, so it doesn't actually have the park here. Yeah, so I don't know how we're going to do that then. Same with this, doesn't have the park. Doesn't have the parks. It's not actually going to do anything. Okay, now I want to do a little bit of a commercial strip up here, and we can do it a little bit more high density. It's kind of the view that I have. Do something like that. Yeah, so if we fill some of that in, and at the back here, I will do a few residential spots like that and like that. Okay, what I also need to do is I definitely need to run some pathways. This area is in need of pathways, so let's grab a path. Let's switch that off so we can see what we're doing. I don't want it to snap to anything. I want to give it a bit of an inbound like that, so it's not quite... There we go. I like that. Question is, I think we can probably have a connection up there so people can cross to that side. At some later point that could also become a bridge if it's required. Again, over here we can actually have a connection right over there. That's decent. This one goes there and goes here. I'm gonna maybe a bed crossing over here, we'll see. This one I wanted to somehow connect. I think that's fine. It's a little steep, but it's okay. It'll work. We could do with a bit of a connection from here to there. That's decent. And the other connection that I'm keen on doing is maybe even from here to there, something like that. Some connections between the areas, linking all of that up. We could also connect up like so underneath the rail. Yeah, that's pretty good. Perfect. Now we need some more. Let's just flick on this demand a little bit. Just fix that value over there. So we can get some more of this filled in a little bit quicker. So let's fill in some more of this. Some other things that I obviously need is before we get too far out of the way, we need a bit of a fire station. And I'm thinking this spot right here is pretty good for it. Fire station over there and a police station on the other side. So grab these two. That's fine. And at the same time, what we'll do is we'll actually get this pedestrian crossing in place. Not there. Let's get it in place right over there. That's pretty good. I like that. Now let's grab the rest of this, and I'm thinking more lower density pieces in here. Lower density commercial, like that. That's pretty good. The rest of this will fill up with some of these. Yeah, to the back there. So some smaller ones right in there to step in. What I wanted to do is actually remove the zoning off of this so we can. So which one was it again? Toggle zoning update. Yeah, that's the default. So just toggle the zoning update on this. I don't want any zoning to be allowed on this big road. It will be zoning free. So what we're going to do is this is going to be nice, and we can fill that out quite nicely. So shall we do probably a little bit like that. That's probably decent. What we'll do is we'll put a little low density snippet in there and even in there. That's pretty good. And now the rest of this will be filled out with residential. There we go. So that area is going to fill up quite nicely with the rail running right straight through. The question I have, this thing has gone funny and I can't fix it. I just haven't been able to fix it. I even had a crash trying to fix it. This asset I think is messed up. Got the one on the other side at the end in the point there that is still looking the way it should be looking. We've got some death care issues over here. This one is still looking the way it should be looking. This kind of setup, but the other one does not. Okay, so let's keep filling in this, and that's almost where we're going to end this episode, but let's keep filling this in. Actually, I'm almost tempted not to do the offices down here, but to do the offices on this strip here. So if we do the offices like this, okay, that's not going to work out too well, but anyway, we'll see how that works. So I'll do the offices down there. Not there, not there, not there. Okay. Do some smaller offices in this stretch right there. Actually, that's not going to work. Not going to work. So a little bit of offices in here. So hopefully that'll fill in a little bit. So that gives us some office environments over here. I'm going to do some more of this kind of thing. Low density residential up, commercial up against the rail. And then I'm going to fill in the rest of this with residential. Yeah, that's about it. We can't do much more than that. Probably squeeze one in there. That'll look a little bit funny. That's pretty good. This stretch, shall we keep going commercial? I'm almost tempted to do so. Oh, we need to just link up our water and power and all those kind of things yet again. So I don't have the perfect. That's actually working quite well. Let's run a little bit in there. So we don't have any power running through here. So somehow we need the power to jump. Actually, we've zoned most of this. So, oh, we have not zoned this section. So let's zone some high density stuff right there. And we'll zone some high density stuff over there. Excuse me. I'm going to do a little bit more low density in that spot. And at the back of this, I am going to do, and what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna just see if I can't. Can we? We can't do one side and not the other side. I used to be able to do one side. Anyway, let's switch that back on. What I'll do is I'll just zone it from here, just the two, right? Like that. So it's going to be a little bit of a narrow shape over there. What we'll do is we'll fill out the back of this, squeeze one in there and see how that works. Ooh, over here we can definitely add an extra little bit of a walkway connection from the one side to there. That's pretty good. So at least there's a connection at the intersection there. We filled in that area. Oh, the power has jumped, so that's pretty good. Excellent. This area is filling in nicely. What are we having here? Healthy weeds. Good stuff. I like it. This area is looking pretty good. I like the fact that we're using the self-sustaining buildings and the organic pieces over there. Are we getting higher density though? These are all high density, but I'm not seeing any high density pickup over here. Kind of questioning whether there's sufficient access across here. I think it's okay. But guys, I think that's where I'm going to leave the episode. In the next one, we will continue to fill in the rest of this and even go around here, make sure all of our services are in place. I see we've got a bit of a death care issue. This side, I think we need to zone a district so that we can have these services actually work on this side too. And we'll see how that goes. I also think we need a bit more of like a high school and even a university setup over here somewhere. This area is actually, it's filling in nicely. Oh, and these are the offices, right? Yeah, good. So there's some job opportunities here also. We need some kind of a public transport line running through here as well. Maybe some policies, all kinds of things we still need to do. I fully intend on keeping this series going for a little while. For quite a bit. I want to see, grow it and so on. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do and not got around to doing is actually put the rail down here, and now we also have a water problem, so we need to do some water infrastructure work as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've liked this episode, hit that like button, leave some comments down below, tell me what you think of the new sound, and yes, I will see you next time. Bye bye.